Hey guys, Jehuty here with another Tekken 7 video. I'm here to talk about 5 reasons I believe you should pick up and play Tekken 7. As of now, as of this video, Tekken 7 has sold 5 million copies and has been out for 3 years across PC, PS4 and Xbox One. Of course, the game was out 2 years prior also on arcades. Now you'd be wondering, for such an old game, is it worth it to get into this series? And I'm telling you that it's definitely worth it. And with Tekken 7 Season 4 all but confirmed, we're definitely going to have a bright future for this game. Anyway, here are my 5 reasons I think you should really pick up and play this game. So my first point, skills carry over. What this means is that your movement, which you learn, your execution, which you learn, and even your electrics, which you learn, carry over into the next game. That means the time you invest in this right now will carry over. About 90% of the stuff you learn in this game will carry over to the next game, because Tekken has always operated like that with so-called legacy skill, meaning that the moment-to-moment gameplay, the core gameplay, remains the same. Of course, there'll be slight changes, but you would already have a strong foundation in the next game if you pick up this game. Some people may say that this legacy skill is a barrier of entry, meaning that there are a lot of people out there who are much more skilled than you at this game, but you can also look at it as a way of investing into this game, because you know that, oh, I don't need to get better in this game within 3 months or 2 months or something. You can just learn at your own pace, and maybe with the next game you can be a pro. Maybe you don't want to be a pro, but whatever it is, you're learning something which you can carry over. And I think that's a very good thing, and it's definitely a win-win for anybody playing this game. Plus, the cool thing is that there are people of various different skill levels playing this game, which also brings me to my next point. So, point 2 is the game is deep and complex. What do I mean by deep and complex? Deep is when a fighting game being played at its highest level, or even before that, involves mind games where people have to really think about what the opponent is doing and utilize their tools to the fullest to counter their opponent, whereas the opponent was also thinking about the same thing. So two forces clashing, and of course one ultimately coming out on top in a very well balanced game. And I think that's what Tekken is. Now, in terms of being complex, this game has 49 characters as of this video, with DLC included, of course. And of course, these characters all have unique movesets, and in Tekken, every character has, give or take, 100 moves. And that can be daunting, but it's not really that big of a deal if you think about it. It just means that each character can really come out as their own and be unique with their own moveset, and that means there's always something to learn with your character. And that's what makes this game so interesting. Just when you think you've got a grip on everything relating to your character, here's something which you learn new, like because of all of these moves coupled with the 3D system, you have infinite ways of combining them, and these combinations lead to very deep mind games. So you can always learn something new in a mirror match or just watching a tournament, and that's what makes this game really worthwhile to learn. And of course, since I mentioned it, your skills carry over, so you're definitely interested and invested to continue learning new things in this game. And that just makes it my personal go-to choice, and I hope your personal go-to choice as a fighting game. So the third reason why you should play Tekken 7 is, of course, that the online is alive and healthy. And what I mean by that is some other fighting games can be quite popular in the beginning, in its first year, maybe 2, and then the online participation drops. And what I mean by that is that people don't play this game that much, and the online eventually dies. But not this game. In Tekken 7 here, you can just see randomly taken in the afternoon during a weekday, only in my area for player matched lobbies, and you can really see that there's enough engagement here. In the evening there are even more people, on the weekends there are even more people, and that for a game which is already 3 years on the market for consoles and PC. I won't lie, it can be a bit iffy in terms of matchmaking, but it does work, and once you find a match it does work well. You have all the stuff which you can go to, revenge match in case you want to continue playing against that specific opponent in ranked, and overall I think it's a good experience. Could use a bit of improvement, I will be honest, but overall it works for a fighting game, and I think that's good enough for most. So my fourth point is the community, and the community in Tekken has a lot of knowledge. Of course, I was talking about legacy skill in my first point, that your skills carry over, and people have had time to accumulate all of this knowledge across all of these games. So if you want to learn this game efficiently, there are so many ways to do it. If you want, you can just Google easily. There's a whole Tekken Reddit. All sorts of people have different questions. There's the Mishima Zaibatsu. You can get a whole lot of information which you want, and you can also find it in the format you want. For instance, you could have, like I personally recommend That Blasted Salami on YouTube, which makes really good breakdown videos for characters. If you want to understand what's going on with Tekken, like the mindset which you have to have, maybe more in a language you can understand, not that technical. Frame Whisper is the go-to guy in my opinion. There are a whole lot of people producing content for this game, and they have really good tutorial videos. I myself am trying to make tutorial videos, but I want to recommend the big boys first. My fifth and final point why you should play Tekken is more of a reason why you should watch it. Tekken 7 is really visually cool to look at. Colors pop really nicely, the environments look really good. It's really dynamic and the animations are really smooth. A lot of people who hadn't come in contact with Tekken before that saw it maybe for the first time and were like, wow, that looks quite cool, you know, when I was watching a tournament. And before they knew it, they also started watching, despite maybe not playing, but visually it was appealing to them, and I think that's what makes Tekken special. Like, the animations are really well done, the game does look good, especially since it's a 3-year-old game on consoles, and strictly speaking of the arcade version as well, it's a 5-year-old game and it holds up quite well, especially in its environments, as I just said. But on top of all of that, the tournaments are also just awesome. I mean, maybe just from this offline clip, which you can just see right now, I get extremely excited. And anybody else who would be watching would also get excited when shit like this happens.
And D right now playing so sharp. Yeah, keeping him out. Back one and it connects. And this time he gets a big combo, and this is going to hurt big time. One mix-up can do everything. Gonna run up. I gotta take a break.
Pretty cool, right? Things like that happen in tournaments all the time. And it can also happen to you if you like playing ranked online or versus offline and you're having a match versus an evenly matched opponent. Things like that can happen, and it really gets your blood boiling in the right ways. It's really cool either playing it and experiencing it or just observing it. Either way, that's really cool. And in Tekken, these things come together really well as a spectator sport as well. The rage drive, which you saw being the blue stuff, and of course the slow motion at the end of the round where you wanted to know which of them will come out on top, which is really dope. And of course the rage art, which is a comeback mechanic. And they've all been added to Tekken 7 to really give it that nice spectator vibe. Well, that's about it for all my points for this video. I really want to know your thoughts. If you liked it, please leave a like. If you disliked it, leave a dislike. Leave a comment to tell me what you think. I also accept feedback, and of course, subscribe if you want more content. Anyway, I'm out. Oh, come on. Yes!